Hi guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would just show you a little bit what I did as far as staying cool in my shed here. It's 10 by 12. So don't be surprised if you still don't see the walls done in here. We just have not had a chance to do it. And I had some different ideas for the walls, so I'm glad I didn't just jump on board and finish doing what my thought process was earlier for the shed. So this is actually about staying cool in the shed. So, and it is insulated. So I did take the time to insulate this up there, but you know what? I'm happy with that because it actually is keeping the shed a lot cooler than if I had not put it on there. So, it's actually working really well to have that on there. It does help. It does make a difference rather than just not having any insulation on there. So we need to finish framing in the windows. We have yet to do that. There's no framing around them, and as you've seen before, I had those other little windows up at the top there. And 3 other little ones. I really don't have any other windows in here. I wish I did. I feel like it would have brought a better breeze throughout the shed, but that's okay. So I'm going to swing back this way by this window, show you what I'm doing here. This little guy works really well. We actually had this AC in the house in our dining room, and it did pretty good. It had a hard time keeping up with the house in there. It was not the only one that we had in there at the time, so we had another one down at the end of the house, and then this one was actually in our dining room area and had the 2 going, and then had a fan blowing throughout the house, and it did really good in there. And this one here has a heater built into it, and my husband's decision was to actually get a better AC unit in the house that could keep up better instead of just consistently running all the time in our it's like 1,300 square foot home. So like I said, this one was at one end of the house, then we had one at the other end, and it seemed like on those really hot days when it got to be 102, it just was running and running and running. It didn't get a chance to like cycle. So in here we have put this one out here. So the goal is to actually put it on the other side of the shed and putting it right there where that shelving is, so it would actually be sitting in this area here. We're going to just cut out a section where the tubing can actually, you know, sit in the wall, and of course it will be permanent. It's going to stay there, and I can run it as a heater during the winter time. Rather than having the little oil heater thing that I had running in here. It did keep up really well. I didn't have to have that turned on really high. It did really well. But this little guy, we're going to use this out here during the winter time. And I've actually had this turned on. We had a 95 degree weather. It actually got very hot in here already. So when I did not have it turned on at the time, I wanted to see what the temperature was and then turn it on and see if it actually could bring the temperature down in here. And it did really well. It worked so fast. And then it kept up with the temperature outside. So it did really well. So I'm quite happy with that. So that's what we're going to be doing as far as keeping it cool. So with that being said too, I've talked about how the sunlight just pounds down on this window. The sun comes down and around in front of my tree, and it's the heat of the day, and it just pounds right there. I have made a jinxie little awning just to kind of help right now. It's not a permanent awning. It's just a little piece of fabric that is like an outdoor fabric for an awning. And what I did was I just had it to where I could keep it up at the top of the window, and then I just kind of folded it out so that it would come down at an angle and block that sun so that it helps stay nice and cool. So I just wanted to kind of share with you guys what I was doing there. So thanks for stopping in.